Brought to you by Slugger Rugger, Scotland's premier choice for rugby equipment and services.
National Semiconductor UK are proud to be the main club sponsor for Greenock Wanderers Rugby Club.
Today we're at Fort Matilda for the National 1 clash between Greenock and Lasswade. One of the few games to escape the massive freeze-up that has struck Scotland. And what a game as well. Lasswade, they trail Greenock by a couple of points at the top of the table. Greenock are top, but they've played a game more. So this one means a huge amount to both sides. They were both promoted from National 2 last year. They met in the Shield final when Lasswade just nicked it. And earlier this season they took the spoils on their home patch at Hawthornden. So Greenock out for revenge this afternoon. But early on it was all Lasswade. Dale Robertson thumping through into the heart of the Greenock defence. Ball out to Bernie Hennessy. Pop up there to James Elliott. Looking for a quick ball here. Nick Clark. Choosing his options is Bernie Hennessy and Martin Lavelle. Have a wee tete-a-tete round the fringes there. And then the ball whipped out, this time again to Robertson, the knock-on. Referee decides that's enough advantage. And penalty. Lasswade, Gavin Brown sticks it over, 3-0. Scrum on the halfway line. Oh, nicked there at the base of the scrum by Nick Clark. Off he goes, wee chip ahead. Race between Clark and Callum Robb. Did Robb take him out? Referee said no. But still, Lasswade kept up the pressure. Just over the half-hour mark. Flip up from Gavin Brown to Neil Clark. Clark over the line, but was he held up? Yes, Stuart McLean had a good look at that one. And no try. Kenny Diffenthal, long ball downfield, but it comes to prop Dale Robertson. Look at him go. My goodness, he could be a centre, that big fella. Quick ball out. Hennessy finding Niall Gray with that long pass. The winger striding away. Lovely wee pop up to Jimmy Carmichael. And the Greenock defence having to scramble like mad here. Lasswade looking for quick ball, but not getting it. And Greenock getting the chance to reorganise the defence. Now the cavalry arrives in the shape of Craig Quigley, Graham Cook. The ball out to Richard Borthwick. Pop up to Clark. Taken out by the Greenock defence. Borthwick again. They need quick ball, and they've got it. Gavin Brown playing scrum half out to Gavin Sharp. And he goes round Andy McDougall and Callum Robb for the opening try of the game. And my goodness, Lasswade had to work really, really hard for that one. No conversion, but Greenock still under the cosh, not able to get any momentum in the game at all. And giveaway ball there by fullback Sean Connolly. Lasswade piling into that one. And wee bit of handling on the ground by Greenock. Penalty Lasswade, up steps Gavin Brown straight through the posts. Half-time score. Greenock 0, Lasswade 11.
Scrum Magazine. Subscribe online at scrummagazine.com.
Brought to you by Slugger Rugger, Scotland's premier choice for rugby equipment and services.
National Semiconductor UK are proud to be the main club sponsor for Greenock Wanderers Rugby Club.
Lasswade had dominated the first half, and Greenock were certainly going to have to pull something out if they're going to get back into the game. But they started the second half with a bang. Lovely wee chip and run there by David Watson. And was Lee Tiley going to get a touch? No, the ball just going too far over the dead ball line. But Greenock now with their tails up a wee bit. Flankers John Stewart and Richard Borthwick in direct opposition there. Quick ball up to Ali Abernethy. And now Greenock starting to put it together a wee bit and winning the penalty. on the 22. Kenny Diffenthal straight through the posts, and Greenock on the board at last after 46 minutes. It was only 3 minutes later though, and Lasswade back on the attack. Richard Borthwick, my goodness, he was in everything. And the ball worked out. Fullback Jimmy Cunningham up to the 22. And penalties, the referee Stuart McLean, he spotted something in there. Neil Clark having a wee dip anyway, but going nowhere. And back for Gavin Brown to have another go. Bang! Straight through the posts and nearly straight through somebody's window. That'd have given them a fright on a Saturday afternoon. Well, only 10 minutes to go, and Greenock knew they had to come up with something, and they started to turn the screw. Andy McDougall out there to Diffenthal, taken on by Kieran Smith. McDougall again, Diffenthal going back inside, looking for his forwards. Andy McDougall tidying it up. Brendan McGroarty trying to find a way through, but the Lasswade defence very, very solid. Kieran Smith, upended there. We knock on, no. Picked up there by Lee Tiley. Wee bit lateral, but then straightening up. And referee spotted something there. Yep. Penalty to Greenock. Now this is a big, big kick for Kenny Diffenthal, and straight through the posts. A margin of 8 points with 9 minutes to go. Now could Greenock pull something out of the bag? It was getting very close to 80 minutes. And a mazy run through the middle there by David Watson. Great offload to Brendan McGroarty, and he scorches in for Greenock's first try. 3 points of a difference now with a kick to come. And this time it was Lee Tiley, the man who was entrusted with the conversion. He didn't let them down. 1 point in it. 2 minutes to go. My goodness, we've got game on here at Fort Matilda. And it was Greenock now with their tails up. Lasswade desperately defending that 1 point lead. And penalty. Whoa. Big, big kick for Kenny Diffenthal. It's a long way out. It's wide. Is it going to drop short? No, just over the bar. 16 points to 14 to Greenock. And 2 minutes of injury time gone. All Greenock have to do now is keep their discipline, keep the ball, and keep Lasswade out. Oh, easier said than done. Lasswade snuffling that one. Blair Smith feeding it out. Again taken by Richard Borthwick. And the referee, Stuart McLean, saying, coming in from the side, Greenock, wow, they might feel a wee bit hard done to on that one. And Graham Cook making sure the game stops with that wee throw forward. Look at the spectators, some of them can hardly watch this kick. Gavin Brown, yes, straight through the posts. 83 minutes gone. Surely that was going to be the last play of the game, with Lasswade 1 point ahead. Last chance for Greenock. Kenny Diffenthal lining up for the drop goal. Andy McDougall beavering away for the ball there. Finally gets it back. Looks for Diffenthal. He's back in the pocket. But, oh, a wee fumble. It was an awful long way out anyway. And that was the final play at the dramatic end of a cracking game.
Not very good for the heart rate, but incredible for the game of rugby, because it was a good game of rugby and probably one of the few games of rugby that have been played in Scotland today. So I'm very pleased that we have actually beaten them and gone back to the top of the table. We've now opened a big gap over Greenock, and that sets Greenock and ourselves up for looking to hopefully do well in the future.
There's never much between these sides, and it couldn't get narrower than 1 point. Lasswade go top, but these two will be crossing swords next year, I bet, in Premier 3. This is Ron Evans for Scottish Rugby Television at Fort Matilda.